A couple of months ago, I got the game Asteroids on my cell phone. I started playing it every day on my way to work. At first, flying the ship around and shooting asteroids was enough to keep me entertained. I thought about the best possible strategies and got new high scores. As my skill improved, I could soon play the game almost without thinking about it. I loved the visuals and sounds of the game. The stark, simple lines and repeating patterns of sound and motion brought a calm, meditative effect. I tried to immerse myself within the game as much as possible, existing there more as an observer than a player. As I watched the ship every day, I thought about it more and more. Questions began to arise. Exactly what type of ship is this? Why is it here? What kind of world is it in? I started sensing something beyond the actual gameplay. There seemed to be hidden realities and underlying assumptions determining the game's outward appearance. What were these realities? Was it possible to discover them in spite of the game's very minimal nature? These and other questions I posed to myself as I played, and after a time, hidden realities did indeed reveal themselves to me in a slow, almost mystic way. My first point of focus was the ship. It is very simple in design, a triangle, with a gun on one end and a thruster on the other. Because of the gun, I had always assumed this was a fighter ship. But if this is a fighter, why is it in a field of asteroids? Maybe it got lost and is trying to get out. However, no such information is ever presented in the game. In fact, the ship always begins and ends its life within the asteroid field. Since this is the information given, it seems more likely the ship is not trying to escape and not here by accident. It would follow then that the ship's gun is intended not to fight other ships, but rather to destroy asteroids. Because saucers appear and fire at the ship, there does seem to be a war of some kind going on. Yet this war seems to be a secondary concern of the ship's, as it focuses on its main task of destroying asteroids. From these behaviors, and from the name of the game itself, the first hidden reality of asteroids appeared to me. The ship is not at war. It is at work. Thinking of the ship at work, methodically destroying asteroids, and not here by accident, another question soon presented itself. Why is it here? A great effort and allocation of resources is here being expended, so there must be some gain to be had by destroying these asteroids. But gain for who? Presumably, it is for the off-screen entity that built this ship. The saucers are most likely the product of a competing off-screen entity, and have a corresponding yet opposite gain to be had by destroying the ship. What are these competing gains? It would be speculation to propose theories, as their effects can only be seen off-screen. The second hidden reality of asteroids appeared to me. What is happening on-screen directly affects off-screen entities in unknowable ways. As I thought of unknowable entities and effects beyond the screen, I tried to further analyze the world the ship lives in. When the ship and asteroids fly off one side of the screen, they instantly reappear on the opposite side. In the past, I had just accepted this, but as I considered it more, I realized just how startling of an event this really is. It means the ship and asteroids are locked forever within a defined circular space, continually being destroyed and reappearing. Mysteriously, it is only the saucers that can pass through this world and not get caught in an endless loop. it may be inferred the saucers have a great power which the ship and asteroids lack: the ability to interact with, yet escape from, this circular space. From these behaviors, it can be determined that the ship does not exist in any natural world that we know of. The final hidden reality of asteroids is, the ship is not in space. Because of the game's limited information, the full realities of asteroids can never be known. Mysteries will always remain. As I play now, these mysteries move before me with the ship, in a circular world of hidden realities, with repeating yet finite patterns of deep beauty.